Then the all-creating sovereign, mind of perfect purity, expounded to Dorje Sempa, who is the central vigor of herself, this talk which is like an imperishable banner of victory on the lore of Sempa Dorje's own being, as the deedless perfection. O great Bodhisattva, listen! I shall explain your own being to yourself. Yourself is me, the all-creating sovereign. From the primordial I am the mind of perfect purity. The mind of perfect purity is like this. It is, O Dorje Sempa, like the big sky. It is all good, Kuntuzangpo, Samantabhadra. Broad, the dimension of reality. This all-pure great path is unproduced, unobstructed, and inconceivable as it liberates all sentient beings. To actualize its final purpose, love should not be practiced as great compassion. This greatness, the mind of perfect purity, does not praise any good qualities of this profound greatness. Its final purpose is unagitated in itself. It is liberated through a deedless liberation. As the self-originated pristine awareness is free of striving, it has been liberated. And it is thus taught as path of liberation. The elements are the victorious one, Bhagawan, who abides in the nature of all beings. Even what is called wrong is nothing else but the liberated self-originated awareness. To achieve this great awareness, which is so difficult to obtain, by relying on wisdom and skill in means, is nothing but word saying to rely on others, while the true bliss arises from one's own mind. The great wonders are not difficult to see. Through subtleness, the understanding of suchness as to all good qualities and forces immediately arises from its own. This non-apparent reality is to be contemplated not by means of searching for it, but by leaving it. If one searches for it therein, its suchness will not arise from it. The most secret reality cannot be heard by anything. How then? By the ear faculty. Likewise, the faculty of the tongue cannot at all proclaim it. By perfectly understanding the being's suffering, its mind of perfect purity, one dwells in joy. One will not be upset by it, but dwell in balance, just like the horizon of the sky. Although the particularities are identical, some may still say it is due to karma. If one is under the influence of such karma, thinking one will not be in the self-originated pristine awareness, the causes are the same as the conditions for the immutable, and therefore what is unborn is imperishable. One will not advance to the dimension of reality by striving for the mind of perfect purity, which is the vigor of the universe from the primordial. The contemplation of the great good qualities cannot be achieved through contemplating them by means of contemplation itself. From intuitive insight arises pristine awareness as to its reality, which is unthinkable and not to be practiced. This is called the subtle door. If the mind searches for the path of solitude, one grasps the solitude amidst the wilderness. If one reflects, one should contemplate the process of reflecting. Applying designations like cause and result implies a cleansing of both virtues and offenses. Who says I want to leave this world will generate an eagerness for acquiring and rejecting. Attachment and detachment are a path of mere words, and similar to the middle path, they are like an echo. But the Lord of all beings explained to the sentient beings that happiness and suffering have the same cause. Also, from attachment, hatred, and ignorance, the great path of perfected purity stems. The Lord of all beings also said that the 5 good aspects of habits are an adornment of the dimension of reality. The intuitive understanding of the sky is unborn, and this intuition is like the sky. From pledges, detached and unselfish like the sky, a self-fulfillment comes as great as the sky. The truth manifestation in its state of sameness and non-reflecting is like the moon in the water, which cannot be grasped like an object. The profound system of vowels and consonants is taught as a play of all good, Samantabhadra. There, the A is adorned with Ta and Pa, radiating light from their parts. The profound teaching of the Buddha arises as a field of sensory activity in the entire world. Emaho, the field of Buddha's sensory activity, is not a place which can be gained through zealous striving. And it is not an object of the six sensory perceptions. A person attempting to gain it through zeal is like a blind person pursuing the sky. A path which is more and more holy, according to the progress made, is not in accord with the lore of the deedless. But if one proceeds on this path, one cannot reach its destination, like one cannot reach the end of the sky. Likewise, because that is like such, that is taught to them, the retinues, so that they will obtain that. Because that is the central vigor of that comes forth from that. How great wonder! That of the past, that of the present, likewise great in its being placed in that. That likewise is also the path to that. That is that's very nature. Like this, all the paths rely on support which comes from within. As all is this balance, one will not achieve anything by looking only into one direction. Distinguish between present bliss and future bliss, apparent bliss and concealed bliss, is also a fault on which one should not rely. The three times are one. There are no particularities. They arise from the primordial, not as past or future. As the truth manifestation encompasses all, it is one, and therefore rests in the greatness of the great. Also, the religious practice done in the threefold world is just a name and appears as illusion. Even a great place created and ruled by a universal monarch is just a place of another illusionary practice. Those who rely on the time factor for their practice will not achieve their goal within that time. If one practice is free of any desires, this is declared an empty sign in itself. As the ultimate is one, there are no particularities whatsoever. Thus, the yogi abides like in the sky, the bird's pathway. How could all things be if one makes false claims about both the central vigor of all things which is unoriginated and unborn, both outside and inside, or inside of the outside itself? The parts of the profound are not the object of cognition. The mere word existence gives a wrong thrust because it lacks the balance of imitation. As to applying such designations as outer and inner to the pristine awareness, you ought to know that it equally dwells in the nature of the five aggregates and the sensory fields. But it is improper to apply any name or designation to it, as it is inseparable from the three times. Its inagility is the seal of the manifestations. Its unwavering nature is pristine awareness. As it cannot be appropriated, it is of no self. It cannot be abandoned. It is without verbalization. It is balance. What, by what, and in what comes forth, although all retinues and all forms of behavior come from itself, pristine awareness, to call it woman or man, such as not at all taught by the sovereign of balance. There is no place to apply to it such names as penance and fear. If one joins the ah with the pa, one wishes to bring forth what is truly known as the bliss of illusion. As the nature is surely not simple, it may appear according to one's views. As to a bliss whose appearance is desired by a striving mind, it is a great fault and an obscuration of it, pristine awareness, to claim that meditating on the appearance of a deity is the door to all the aspects of enlightenment. It is like reaching for the moon in the water. Such meditation is like a child's playground, although by its nature even such meditation arises undefiled and detached. Even if one assumes the form of a great lord of wrath by appearing with frowned forehead in the middle of a mandala, and if one lets come forth the letters of the mantra, one will not realize the calm in itself. It is taught that by being under the power of obscuration, a person will not be subdued by it, even if he or she cuts off the tip of the palm tree and burns the seed in fire. Even by 100,000 times practicing whatever one wishes to do, only the flower will arise. Due to the lack of defining characteristics, nothing will come forth from any source. The yogis who dwell free of words are of good fortune, as not one thing which is dependent on another. This great self-perfected bliss will intuitively be understood by the strength of the self, which is incomparable pristine awareness. Because of that, things do not originate from anything else. This is difficult to understand because it is easy, yet in its easiness it is difficult. It is not apparent, yet encompasses all. By teaching about it, that becomes a mere name, O Dorja Sempa. One cannot point at that. This miraculous and wonderful joy rests like the sky in the deepness. If you do not perceive that as being different from ignorance, instantly that comes forth by itself. This is the path where all is equal, it rests as nature in all beings. Because of the fault stemming from mingling with the child, it is like the medicine searching for the physician. The goal of intuitive understanding is the great bliss. This is the pure world, where the light of the cardinal directions gathers. Therefore the four cardinal directions, the intermediary directions, zenith and nadir, are perfected. From a rainbow oscillating in different colors, the Buddha families become apparent. At the same time, this pure world is greater than the five elements with their atoms moving in immovability. It is not placed on such designations as past, present, and future. By cognizing it as free of beginning and cessation, itself rests in the three times in their great form, time in its timelessness. Due to balance, there is no gradual progress. Because of its oneness, it is free of wishing for particularities. Although in its ornamenting the accumulations constituting this universe, it is spread out by resting in its nature, it is not scattered. There is nothing to be desired because it is perfect. It is nectar, pure from the primordial. It cannot be grasped by a special way of thinking, particularly not by the 12 levels of increasing and increasing. It is the Lord of good qualities because it thinks through the individual mind. The viewing scatters the accumulation. By seeing it, one will be perfected in balance as to the superhuman abilities. By grasping it for a short period and being united with it, joy will be generated. This is the vow. One makes an offering by unified oneness because one takes joy in skill and means, like in a dance performance. By letting go the non-appropriating, this is throwing of the sacrificial cakes. The ritual acts will remove, without any doing, the obstacles of the non-speculative pristine awareness, and the mantric words are unspoken and poised. Even if all meritorious acts such as Guru Puja, generosity, are not done with a detached and non-agitated attitude, their performance will become a great fetter. Therefore, this lore will become an obscuration for so many as they mix it with that zeal. If one understands this in this, the right way, then there is nothing with regard to that is to be achieved. Such she spoke. This is the 30th chapter of the all-creating sovereign, mind of perfect purity, in which the indestructible nature of Dorja Sempa as a banner of victory